Hello friends, before we get started on finishing this up, and I still have not glued these last 3 down, just because I haven't quite decided exactly how I want them to go. Ooh, I kind of like that though. I wanted to kind of talk about what you want to do with the layout. And of course, art is very personal and very subjective. You do you, I guess. You do what you want. You put as much or as few embellishments as you want on there. So, like before we put the leaves on, it probably was just fine as a layout and maybe a title. You could even have handwritten a title, maybe handwritten some memories about that, and then called it good. However, I wanted to add more embellishments. And as I looked at the inspiration page, I noticed that they have even more embellishments. They have a little splash of something here and here and over here, which is the rule of 3. As long as it's an uneven number, it's more pleasing to your eye than if it's an even number. But so I was thinking I would find some die cuts that look a lot like mums, because right now here in Utah, as well as in North Carolina, during the fall season, mums were a thing. And then they are a thing here. And they're very beautiful. And so I thought I'd do this splash of bright yellow. My mums are bright yellow that I have. That is what I'm going to do, and I will pull some die cuts out to audition. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show you, and this is just another way of having a more artistic way of displaying your photos. You know, you can always just put them down in a book. I mean, that's what people have done for years, and then written, you know, little something. But now with so much help, you know, and that's one of the things I think of, you know, all of these die cuts and stamps and everything from Tim Holtz and other places, you know, it really can make me, and I'm really not an artist, but I'm able to take what he has and I can make pretty things. And that's really, really, really nice. So here is an example. There are 3 photos on this page. The page is 12 by 12. This one, I just have 1 photo on. This is going to be a little golden book for my son. You can see I used die cuts from Tim Holtz. All of these are Tim Holtz. This little flourish here is not. And then this I just printed up from my computer, my laptop. And this was I think we were there just a few weeks after the grand opening, so they were still celebrating the grand opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Florida. So I could have put a portion of this on one page. This is 8 by 6. But here on an 8 by 6 page, I fit 2 photos. And then on here, this was, and I'll show you when I make the book, but if you saw my my video on storage ideas, I pointed out that there was this noted die cut by Tim Holtz. And this little tab here is from Noted, and I used it quite a bit in this book, and I'll be using it in every little golden book that I do in the future. And I've got to tell you, I have a stack. I bet I have 50. We picked them up thrifting. My dear friend Rachel goes thrifting, and she picked them up thrifting. I probably need to cut that little bit off. Well, I don't know. Anyway, so here, this would be, as you can see, so right here we have 12 by 8. And in that small space, I've put 4 photos. But I haven't done really anything with them. I haven't embellished them, or now I'm apologizing for my ring, which I love my ring. But anyway, but I was so it's a book, and then I can write my little notes here. This is actually for my son, Ben, who loves Star Wars. And when I go through the whole thing, I will show you every page. Here again, it's 12 by 8. So I didn't do hardly any embellishment there. I did add this washi tape in order to add this little page here. And I did embellish a little more here. So in this same size, well, and smaller than the 12 by 12, I fit 3 photos, a little bit of embellishment. This went really quick, as you can probably imagine. I will just show you one more section. This is probably my favorite section in the whole book. This was at on the Millennium Falcon for the ride's called Smuggler's Run. This is another one of those noted tabs. And so then, this is probably even more space than on the 12 by 12. I was able to do some journaling over here. I got 4 photos on it. I've got a little bit of journaling-ish, some embellishments, but it goes really fast. There's not a lot of space to be too artistic. I could probably do a whole page that's just being artistic if I had wanted to, but this is for my son, and he wanted he wanted the book to be just about the photos pretty much, so this is I'll finish up this first signature. So again, in this size, 8 by 12, I fit 3 photos, a little bit of embellishment. Again, this went really fast. And then, so here's a stamp and a place for him to journal, to write down his memories. A little bit of embellishing, just strips of paper. And there he is. That's my son. Okay. Anyway, I will show you more of this as I finish it up, because there's a lot that I still need to do on it. But what I wanted to show you was there are many ways to display your photos. This way, for me, okay, this is me, takes longer, because there's a lot more thought. There's a lot more, how am I going to display my photos on a 12 by 12 paper? And how artsy am I going to be? And how much embellishments am I going to do? I really could fit, I think I can fit 6 photos on here if I just put them on there, maybe have a little bit of room to write who's in the photo. But it's not then an artistic release for me. I have done that many times. I've gone through, I'm working on a book, and I have these photos, and I just want to put them in there. And so that's where I think that these little golden books, at least, again, this is for me, I think they're going to be really, really helpful for me to be able to put lots of pictures. I mentioned in a previous video that I have a ton of pictures of Hedwig. I think these little golden books are for me, going to be a real big help in having a variety of ways of expressing how much I love the life in my photos. I pulled all of these out of the category of funky flowers. I think they are all Tim Holtz. They're not all funky and they're not all flowers, but this is where I threw things. And when I put the card in, the tab with the card, I have written right on them kind of what's all in there, so I have a good idea. So I'm looking for dies that remind me of what mums look like. This one looks like a mum to me. So I'm going to set this one aside in the consider pile. This die has nothing to do with mums, nor this one. Definitely not this one. I'm going to adjust this a little bit so you can see everything. There we go. Sorry. I don't know. There's a thought. Because I was thinking maybe I could take these and put several of them together and then have like a bright center, and that could work. This would, and this one, and this one. Wow, there's 3 of them on here that I could use as mums. This one as well. I could use that as a mum. I could use that as a mum. Center's not quite right, but you know, this, you make them in different stages, and so that's a good possibility. Not that one and not that one. So what I think I'm going to do is I will keep these, and I think the next step really is to splatter ink, bright yellow ink on watercolor paper and be prepared to cut out my mums. This is how I store. I always have to think about that light overhead. This is how I store my inks. These are Tim Holtz inks, and this is made for these inks by Ranger. I'm gonna grab some of my brighter yellows. This doesn't have, oh, mustard seed's a good one. And I'm gonna check and see if I have more yellows in another container. So the first thing I'm gonna do is see if this is too big of a piece of paper or if it is a good sized piece of paper. If you watched my video on storage, I showed that I have these the large bits of magnetic vent cover, and then the smaller bits. So this one took 2 small bits and 1 large to do. Let's see, which ones did we see? It was just the one, so it was this one. These come together all in one piece, and so it's easiest. I'm gonna get my little picky tool out, but it is easiest if we oh, I have one sitting right there. Okay, that's just why I have extras, to use it on like watercolor paper, and then you're gonna dye the colors afterwards. Ooh, I think I'm gonna do that though. I'm gonna use a different technique, so I will put that one there. This one had this one. This one, let's try some of the other ones first. See, this one looks way more like a mum to me than that one. And there's like 3 of them on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first cut them out. So they'll be white when I cut them out. And then I will ink them afterwards so that they will have just the right amount of yellow. And I will show you how I do that. Okay, so I'm going to cut this now to size. And since you've seen me already do die cuts, I'm not going to do that, but I'll cut this to size, and then I will be back. Okay, I lied. I decided I would show this. So, okay, this is the stainless steel plate. I'm going to set that aside. I'll put it right over here. And instead, I'm going to get out this long plate and put it on the, I'm going to put it on the bottom. No, I'm not. I use it for the top because this one is more flat. I actually had these quite a while, so they hold up really well. Okay. So I'm going to straighten these out. Okay. Then I'm going to start my time-lapse photography, okay? I'm going to put these together first and see which ones then that are going to actually fit on my page. I'm almost thinking this big one is way too big. I just want to do 3 either individuals or 3 clusters. I'm not really worrying what center goes with what. I like that with that though. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. So I will do time lapse again. I took the time to clean off my work area, to wash everything down. I did pick up additional droplets that I was either going to just wipe up or pick up this way. I definitely want some other colors in there. So this is just going to go into my drawer, and the next time I need to make something, I may use this. Okay. And then this is what's left over from what I cut out of the flowers. And there is still a little bit of space in here. I'm probably will put this in, I'll put this in my drawer for right now, and sometimes later on I go, oh, why did I save that? And I throw it away. But for right now, it's going to go in my drawer. So I have these flowers. Now, when I look at my mums, they're all relatively the same size. And I haven't glued these down yet, and so I guess when I go get gluing, I will glue this all down. But now I have to decide. I like that there. I wonder, well, oh, I still have to do the title, and I haven't done the title yet. So I need to leave space for that. This could have 3 here. And then they had like 1 here. And maybe 1 here. Sometimes looking through my camera as I'm videoing this really helps. I do like that. And I like that. But I'm not sure I like that. Maybe down here. See, that just seems like too much. I like this flower better than I like this flower. And since I'm going to put awesome and then autumn across here, I do think that I like where those are. So I'm going to time lapse. Oh, but maybe here, just a thought, maybe, no, maybe. I'm going to set this aside. I'm certainly not going to throw it away, but, and I'm going to glue these down. So I'll time lapse photography that one, and then we'll move on. This here. So I think I'm going to be brave and just glue it down. And then we will see how we'll do the theory. Cut it out and glue it down and be done. And call it good. I like it like that. It makes this triangle, which is one of those art design things. Not like I'm an artist, because I'm not. But it's one of those things that you hear over and over and over again about the rule of 3. So there's 3 there. Or you can have a single number, but it makes a 3. It makes a triangle. It helps to draw your eye in. I don't know. I feel like it works, though. I mean, so we're going to use Siri again. And I will try to give you a better idea of what I was trying to explain before. Again, if you watched my storage video, this one took up 2 large sheets. I stepped away, I came back, and I'm really happy with that one down there. And I'm happy with the brightness that comes here. Brightness that comes onto my page. All right. So this is Theory Upper. And what I am going to do, let's see. I wonder which letters I want to swap out. I think I'll put the word out there first, and then I will decide which letters I'm going to swap out. So A-W-E-S. O. M. E. Definitely have to cut these separate. I was thinking I would do bright orange, but you know what? I'm going to pick up the brown and do the brown. Now, so this is Theory Upper. I'm going to bring out Theory Lower. I'm just going to have you trust me on this. So this one only needed 1 sheet and one of my little bits. So these little pieces will fill in the blanks. So which one should I do? I'm really thinking I like removing the E. So now I'll put a little E. And it's going to have a little piece there. And I would remove the other E, only I'm going to remove the M instead. And put a little M. So now, and I'll turn this around so you can read it better. So I moved everything. Okay, so A, W, little E. S, O, little M, big E. Do I like that? No. Switching things out. I'm going to change the W. I'm going to bring back the E. So A, little W, So I like that. I like the way that looks. There'll be a little line underneath each of those so that they'll stretch to be the same size. And I'm going to cut that out. I think I might do a different font for autumn though. So we'll have that awesome like that, but I'll have autumn. I was thinking about doing where I had awesome in big and then autumn in something small going across. But I think I like this better. So I will be back. So I have those all cut out. I'm going to audition what I want for autumn. And I'm thinking I am going to do, whoops, I want autumn over there. Oh. Okay, move things around a little bit. There we go. I'm going to audition these to see which one I like better. So this one is called Script. And it comes with uppers and lowers. So I like the idea of having a cursive over here. LMNOPQRSTU. Oh dear, is that really what I want to do? I guess if I did it way up here, it would be fabulous. Okay. This is what I do. I have to decide and then I have to make a decision. Making decisions is hard. So this one is Stretch. You've seen it before. I used it on my Disney vintage layout. This is one of my favorites. Theory is my #1. It's my #1 go-to, but Stretch is #2. Let me see how this looks. So this is gonna be, it's gonna fit every bit. A-U-T, I don't have another U. M. N. I'm gonna do the script. I decided before I cut out that I would show you this. Had this in my rust drawer. It's just a regular pattern paper, a regular cardstock of a rusty color, but I stamped on it. This is the one I'm going to use for the word autumn. Before I glue these down, I just want to point out that there is still a lot of space on this piece of card stock that I've also stamped. And so we all know where this is going to go, right? Back in the drawer. Okay, I'm going to start gluing. We are done. I'm happy with it. There is still opportunity if I wanted to do more, but I don't. I want to leave it as it is. And I like how this looks. I like how this looks. The inspiration had a tag up here, but I don't need that. So we're done. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.